Hello everyone. We have with us Anish today. Anish is an alumnus of IIM Lucknow, batch of 2011. He's an electrical engineer from IIT Kharagpur. He worked with ITC post that, and after graduating from IIML, he's currently working as an engagement manager with McKinsey & Co. So Anish, tell us something that we won't find on your LinkedIn page.
Like my passion for sports. I am a sports buff, like freak. I read about NBA. Unfortunately, I'm a short guy, so I can't play basketball. But I read about NBA for 1 hour every day. You probably ask me, you randomly pick 10 sports, and you ask me about it. I think I'll be able to tell you in a good level of depth about 8 of them.
Wow, sir.
So sports and movies, they are my two passions, and movie watching, that is.
So, could you tell us about something about your experience pre-MBA and post-MBA?
Okay, so pre-MBA, if I can catch it.
Okay.
Like Ankit was saying, so I worked with ITC. So ITC is a cigarette company, but I worked in the foods division as an assistant manager on the operations side and the project side. So on the project side, so I had this fancy project which is to help ITC enter the chewing gum market, and I had to start from product development. So making the first chewing gum which I made with my own hands, to actually setting up the plant, running the plant, managing shift operations. So that was my brief. That took up majority of my 3 years at ITC. And I love that because I love working with shop floor workers. I think I connect with people, or relatively I like to connect with people. And that was it. And apart from that, I managed. I don't know if you had Minto Goal. That's ITC's copycat of Mentos. So I set up the production line for that. Took out the first trials. Similarly, ITC has this candy called Coffeetino. So I set up a production line for that. So that's what I did. I think I loved my work. The reason I left is the culture sucked. Too bureaucratic, too hierarchical. People sitting in the office. Even if they did not have work, and I thought that was unhealthy. If there were tons of days where I slogged till 11, 12, 1, and I was okay with that. But if I did not have work, I did not want to sit in the office. And unfortunately, the culture was office में आपको बैठना पड़ेगा जब तक बहुत बैठा है. And I realized that for me did not work. So that was that. Before that, I actually graduated out of IIT Kharagpur as an electrical engineer. So I'm not an ACADS guy. I'm completely a guy who hates ACADS. I don't think it's ever added any value to me, except that IIT Kharagpur made me who I am. Terrific people that I met at IIT Kharagpur, and therefore I learned a lot from them. I used to be a very, very underconfident guy till I reached IIT, and then I met this fantastic set of people who were super inspirational for me, and I learned a lot from them. And at IIT Kharagpur, because of the inspiration I got from them, I ended up doing a lot of work in fests and stuff. So I used to lead the team for IIT Kharagpur's Tech Fest, and I was a Gen Sec of the Student Council. So yeah, that's what I did pre-MBA.
So, as you entered an MBA degree program, what kind of long-term goals did you have? And if they changed with the 2 years at IIM Lucknow, how did that change happen?
So when I came to IIM Lucknow, I had an offer from ISB. So I had applied to ISB in the first round, gotten an admit, and ISB ITC is a fairly common profile, and almost everyone who goes there goes because they want to become a consultant. And when I was getting frustrated sitting in ITC, I thought, why am I getting frustrated? Right? I realized 2 or 3 things. A, culture. I think B, the fact that I was doing the same chewing gum project for 3 years, got on my nerves. So I realized, I am an impatient guy who needs to be challenged constantly. So, I thought, okay, what profession would challenge me constantly? And I said consulting, spoke to people, asked around, figured consulting. And I think the third thing I wanted was flexibility. So I said, the super flexible profession is consultancy. So I'm very clear, मेरे को consultancy में जाना है, and therefore I said मैं ISB में admit लेता हूँ. And then the economy crashed in 2008. I remember ISB 2009 class, out of 440 people, I think about half did not get placed. So that spooked the hell out of me. I was like, you know, what the hell? You know, the top 8 people in that batch, or you know, sorry, only 8 people in that batch got into consulting. And I said, you know, by the way, there are 13 people from ITC going into ISB, and I don't want to slog. I don't want to, you know, run a rat race. So I said, I'm not going to ISB. I am Lucknow. Happened literally by a quirk of fate. And I said, let me, you know, I think there are enough consultancies coming to Lucknow. वो जाके देखते हैं, I think वहाँ पे हो जाए. So that's how I got here. The crazy story is, so April 11th I had to join ISB. My bags were packed. April 10th morning is when I am Lucknow result came out.
Okay.
If I had gone to ISB, I wouldn't have come to Lucknow. But you know, having come to Lucknow, I think I loved the 2 years I was here.
So we're lucky in the new process as well. So Anish, you're someone who is very sure that he wants to go into consulting. However, we have freshers like someone like me who has a year of consulting experience or simply a very little work ex. But still, consulting is a highly sought after role. So why, in your opinion, is it so?
So I think 2-3 things. एक glamour है day zero का. मतलब at least मेरे time पे था. So a lot of people said, oh, I want to get into consulting day zero. That was one. I think it pays well and people get swayed by that. When I was at the IIT campus, I think यही था कि हाँ GenMag में जाना है, and you know, ITC was the highest paying recruiter outside of Slum Budget. So मतलब Slum Budget में तो जाके कहीं random साइबेरिया में पड़े होते, वो नहीं करना था. तो ITC बहुत बढ़िया है. So I think that's a mindset that a lot of people coming with, and which is why consulting becomes their end all be all. For some, I think it's a genuinely thought through decision. So not everyone is gung ho about consulting because of the fad, but I think for some it's genuinely thought through because there are things that are good about consulting. So yeah.
Okay. So how have the 4 years you worked in McKinsey changed your perception and understanding of consultancy as a domain?
So I think most of what I've seen in McKinsey and in consulting last 4 years was something I knew of before I was getting into long hours, travel, etc. Right? The new things that come in, I've learned to appreciate a lot more. That you know, satisfaction at work is a lot about people you work with. Do you enjoy working with them? Right? And it's very difficult to judge that from the outside. The other thing I have realized that work-life balance is important, and I realized that in ITC as well. That work-life balance is important, but McKinsey just reinforced that. I think one of the toughest things in consulting, it looks super glamorous from the outside, so much travel, but if you get married, you want to actually take time out for your wife, and it becomes tough. During the days you're traveling, and that becomes tough. I don't get to spend enough time as I would with my wife. So I think I've realized that like most things in life, consulting is a mixed bag. There are some things that work, there are some things that don't. Thankfully for me, it was a well enough thought through choice that I did not quit. McKinsey so far.
So, Anish, despite knowing that you want to go into this domain, there must have been some challenges that you faced as a consultant, as entering the consulting domain. Please elaborate on those challenges.
So I am, I don't know if you guys have read about MBTI types. It will come in one of your HR courses. So it's a personality type, right?
Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, Myers-Briggs type indicator. So I'm an introvert person by nature. Given how much I talk, I don't think that but I am. So I am not a person who finds it super easy to talk to new people. right? And in consulting, suddenly you're sitting in front of a client who's 50 years old. In consulting, you are encouraged to address them as peers, right? So here's someone who's probably, you know, my uncle's age, and, you know, I have to call him by, हाँ हरिओम बताइए. You know, ये names are so funny sometimes. Like how do I tell him हरिओम, right? So I started with, and ITC was very hierarchical, so you would address people as sir and stuff. And I said हरिओम जी, right? And suddenly people were like, hey, you know, you're not being true to consulting. So that was like, you're suddenly very different mindset that you have to. The key to successfully working with clients, pushing them, is about, you know, building peer-like relationships with them. So that was a big change. I think the other thing was, you know, just also in the mindset of how much ownership was expected. You know, in a conventional organization, you know, your boss tells you कि तुमको ये करना है, तुमको वो करना है. Consulting is tell you, हाँ ये problem है, go figure. So, you know, that was a big step change for me.
Okay, so what is a average normal day in a management consultant's life?
It depends. It really depends. So there are 3 variables usually which govern how your day goes. So type of engagement, and type of project that you're doing, type of client that you have, and type of, you know, McKinsey leadership that you have, or, you know, consulting leadership that you have. If any one of these is painful, the length of your day increases. So strategy work tends to be more intense than operations work. On average, strategy work day for most consulting engagements would be anywhere between 12 to 14 hours. That's an average work day. On operation, you can manage with, you know, 8 to 12 hours. So वो होता है. And then फिर कोई, the other thing is कि, you know, what's your meeting schedule. So in consulting, you have these regular client reviews. So जब भी client review आता है, and which happens fairly often, you know, once a month or once every 3 weeks, there is a spike. Then it goes through. So average work day, so I'm a mornings person. So I inevitably get up at 6. I am, you know, doing something or the other on my laptop. I mean, not work. You know, reading up on my MBA and stuff. And mostly I'm at work by 9. And on most days I'm back to guest house or home by 9. So that for me is that's how we do that.
So, Anish, how does the project routine and environment of a consultant changes with time?
So consulting is very unique in the sense that as you keep going up or as you keep maturing in the profession, your responsibilities keep going up. And this is not unique, right? This is true for every profession. The unique thing is that in the other professions, you know, you kind of, your life becomes easier as you go up. Yes, there are big calls that are vested in you, but life in general, or at least hours, become easier. In consulting, it's the opposite. The more you go up, the more screwed up your hours become, because the more responsibility you have. You know, you start with one project. Then as an engagement manager, you start with one project and your own work stream. Then as a manager, you have a team and you have to answer for each of their work and their work streams. Then you become an associate partner and you start answering for multiple engagements. Then you become a partner and a director and you become a salesman. So you start getting engagements in, and therefore it puts a lot of pressure on your hours.
So per se, like as you move up the pyramid, like your burden doesn't go up with you. It stays, like it's from the bottom till where you are. Like the whole of it moves with you.
Hi, the whole of it moves with you. What smart people do is that they figure out, you know, how do you delegate effectively. That's a big challenge because most consultants, you realize, become extremely detail oriented, and therefore they like to be in control. Alpha male बन जाते हैं. तो मतलब वो type A बन जाते हैं, right? I am unfortunately a type B and a misfit for consulting, therefore. So therefore, you know, like you have to learn how to lose some of that type A stuff and, you know, trust people. That's a big thing.
So when we're talking about this being one of the big challenges in this domain, so what are the other challenges and what skills, like for example you said delegation is a very important skill that you should have as you keep progressing. up the ladder. So, what are the other challenges, and how should a successful consultant deal with them?
So I think the other big challenge is if you're an asshole, then consulting is a tough profession. So you can get away with being an asshole till you're working on your own, but after that it doesn't work. If you're someone for whom I is more important than we, then fight it. मतलब boss मतलब लोग तुम्हारे साथ काम नहीं करना चाहेंगे. And we, for example, in McKinsey we have something called team leadership assessment, or earlier was called team leadership assessment, which is people who work, in your team get to rate you on parameters. And so therefore there is a 360-degree feedback. If that feedback is true, so simple as that. I think the other big challenge is, you have to be positive. You have to encourage people. If you are someone who drives and never appreciates people, in most organizations it doesn't work. But in consulting, people tell you that it doesn't work. In other organizations, it's easier to survive as long as ऊपर वाले को खुश रखा तो ठीक है. लेकिन ये वो नहीं चलता. और mostly in consulting वो नहीं चलता.
So Anish, there's always this talk that consulting offers you cross-functional roles. So what are the nature of projects that you get cross-functionally?
Interesting question. Chalo, let's start with strategy. Classic strategy, say Flipkart, right? The kind of engagement you would do with Flipkart is, you want to grow at a phenomenal pace, right? Now, you've already entered a lot of domains. What do you do next? Which market do you enter, or which product segment do you enter? So those are one type of questions. Where should I play, right? There is the other element, which is if you want to play in that market, how should you? What should be your organization setup? What should be your, business model? What should be your recruiting strategy? So there is this whole, if I want to get into that space, how do I get into that space? So that's one type of engagement, the strategy engagements. There is another big leg, which is on the operations, which is, say plant chal raha hai. There are certain inefficiencies in the plant. How do you overcome them, right? So, plant performance transformation, we call it performance transformation. So performance kaise transform karni? There are third set, big area of gap, which is, organization hai. People, the leaders feel that the organization can be a lot more productive. It is not being productive. So, what can you do with the org structure? What can you do with KRAs, KPIs? कैसे उसको change कर सकते हैं? So there is this third thing, organization. Then there is a big thing around sales, right? You don't do marketing in consulting, unfortunately, a lot of the time. But sales है. मतलब simple thing like truck नहीं बिक रहा है, चलो truck बेचने. How do you accelerate sales? Those are, and that will involve a lot of this performance transformation, organization. So the answers are, by the way, not just अच्छा जाओ ज़्यादा बेच देते हैं. It's not that simple. So there are these types of engagements, and then there are some like I've done, which is construction project है, bridge बना रहे हैं, bridge delay चल रहा है, इसको fast करना है. So which is again, those kind of, we call it capital productivity. But large project, how do you do them, within cost and on time? So those are also some of the engagements. And then there are niche engagements, private equity का due diligence कर लिया. You do sometimes corporate finance, where you do financing strategy, etc. So that's a little bit of niche work. Majority of the work is.
So Anish, you said you've been in the domain for 4 years already, and there are a lot of challenges, there are a lot of trade-offs. What still keeps you motivated or keeps you going?
So number one, Monday morning blues नहीं आते. So every Monday when I get up, काम पे जाना है. It used to happen to me a lot in ITC. I used to be scared कि यार काम पे जाना है. वो नहीं था. I think the reason वो नहीं होता is because I think problems that I am solving, they still challenge me. I think the people that I work with, genuinely, a lot of them inspire me still. I think generally, consulting is a relatively flexible profession. You can do what you want, and it's just fun to be at work. That's right.
So, like you said, it's a flexible profession. Okay, so I would want the next question to have 2-3 parts. First, what are the entry options in the consulting domain? Are there any other opportunities where you can get into the consulting apart from the campus recruitments? And second part is, what are the exit options from the consulting domain?
So apart from campus entry, I think obviously most companies accept candidates off campus. So off campus application होती है. Usually if you come through a referral, it's easier because your resume will not get lost in someone's inbox. I don't know if everyone has a very structured way of tracking resumes coming in through the website, but otherwise the website is definitely a means for you to apply. Just in terms of options, by the way, we have this generalist consultant role, but there are specialist consultant roles as well. So for example, in McKinsey we have this practice called BTO, Business Technology Office. So people with large IT work ex, so we recruit them specifically to work in the IT domain or business technology domain. So there is a specialist consultant profile. Not core consulting, but we also have areas where you work on analytics, research, etc. Teams that support us. You can get onto those teams as well out of these.
So if some students take on some placement in some other organization and later on decide or wish to enter consulting, so it would be either, so what kind of profile would you look for at that point of time, and the options I guess would be towards the specialty consulting?
Not necessarily. So if you've not spent like 5 years or 6 years in a job, then probably we are not looking at a special. We are still probably looking at a general consultant profile and not a specialized or domain specific consultant profile. I guess in terms of the profile, the ground rules still stay the same. So you have to have done well. I was telling people this. There are 3 key things most consultancies look for. I think first is you have to be smart, right? And you have to be smart means that you can understand things analytically, think them through and solve a problem. Second is you have to absolutely be a people's person. So if you have a challenge interacting with people or working with people or working in teams, I think that consulting is not for you. And the third thing is you have to be a sharp communicator. So communication skills is the make or break. We get tons of terrific CVs. Unfortunately, people don't make it through the process because they can't communicate well enough. And I think there was one more part to the question on the exit options. तो बहुत ऑप्शन है यार, मतलब कंसल्टिंग में you can go to general management roles. That's one. You can go to private equity if you want to screw up your life more, or you love money. If you love money, you're not judging, but if you love money, then yeah, private equity makes sense. Some people, very few people, get into investment banking, and I think everyone by then has become sane enough to not want investment banking, except people who love money. There are a ton of people now who are going and joining startups or starting up on their own. So yeah, I think these are 3 big avenues where people go.
Okay, so Anish, we've heard from you about why you love consulting per se, or what are the big pulls towards consulting. There are some definite trade-offs. So, in your opinion, what are those few 2 or 3 trade-offs, major trade-offs that you have to make?
The major trade-off is you have to accept कि बीवी से गाली खाओगे. बहुत गाली खानी पड़ती है. In the relationship dynamic, your wife always has the upper hand because unfortunately she is right that that you don't spend enough time with her. So I think that's a very big trade-off. The other trade-off is I think वही है कि the pressure and how hectic it is. It's not for everyone. And after a point of time, it starts draining you as well. So ये होता है. Then you have to figure a way to energize yourself. But yeah, like I was telling someone, right? So if you pick a gen management role or a sales role, so this is if you draw it like this, can I draw it?
Yeah,
like
sure. Okay, no worries. We can use the board, Anish.
I hope that doesn't screw up this camera angle. So what I was saying is that if you draw a curve of how pressure in life is, or how hectic your life is, and this is a continuous scale, right? Here is a continuous scale. This is sales and marketing or general management. So you will have spikes, right? Then you also have these periods where you not do much. So chill periods, right? And they are spread in between. Maybe the curve is not there. If you put consulting here, then consulting average starts here, right? Then it goes up, and it's more frequent.
Okay.
Right? And very rarely in consulting would you have a dip. Right? So unfortunately, that's the con of consulting. It's the intensity is higher, and it's more intense more frequently.
So,
fine.
consulting shopkeepers are kind of a blue moon dreams. So, can you share with us which kind of a profile clicks? What makes a profile click?
Any profile, as simple as that. Any profile. What you need to have is something special about you. And this, by the way, just to clarify, I am speaking on behalf of AMEC, BCG, or ATK. Right? There are a ton of consulting firms that are not looking for special people, but solid people. And honestly, I've had this debate in my head a lot of the time. Why special? But it is just how it is. When I say special, what I mean is you have to be an achiever. So you would have done something. There you can say, इसने मचा दिया. Like in Kharagpur lingo, machana was a big thing. And for people who don't speak Hindi, it means that you have rocked in something or the other in your life. It can be sports, it can be extracurriculars, it can be PORs, it can be academics, it can be orchestras. The one thing that also consultants ask for is well-roundedness. So if you are a person who rocked at ACADS, and this is a fight with people who have ACADS heavy CVs, then consultants do ask the question whether they were only focusing on ACADS or did they do other things, because the fundamental belief is कि personality तभी develop होती है where you balance things out in life. Not only ACADS or not only sports do that. On the other hand, let me put the con as well, right? So if you have superlative sports, or you have strong PORs, right? In fact, let's take POR example. If you have strong PORs, there are a lot of people who think it's a free ride, which basically means they say let me ignore ACADS. In Lucknow, it happens a lot where people on the fest teams, in particular PlayScom, say, well, to hell with ACADS. They say, no, I'm working so hard, I can't go to the class. Well, and therefore, as an effect, their GPA drops below 5. If you've done that, then I think you violated one fundamental rule. You come here to study. And at least what a consulting company will expect is you would have put in bare minimum effort. You will be average. If you've not done your part of being in IIM Lucknow, or if you've not fulfilled your core mission, then you failed at some level. And therefore you see that people who have extremely skewed CVs don't get it.
Okay. So Anish, you're looking for a definite transformation in skill sets from people you're taking during the summers and the finals. So what kind of an expectation you have regarding the maturation of profiles?
Good question, but a tough one to answer. So when you come in summers, right, a lot of people come in relatively fresh. When I say relatively fresh, what I mean is they've seen a very narrow view of the world, right? Partly from their college, partly from work experience, and some have not even had the work experience. So therefore, एक business understanding, business maturity, people understanding people maturity, that's missing, right? So therefore, that is what you're expecting. That you will do stuff that will show us that that you've grown and your understanding has grown. The other important thing is personality. Incoming, MBAs are polishing schools, or IIMs are polishing schools. So have you polished your personality? If incoming you are the same diffident guy that I was, and outgoing I was the same diffident guy, it won't work. I think I can't repeat this point enough. You have to improve your communication and your personality. And by personality, I mean your confidence, right? You don't need to become a dude. Become a dude like nothing like it, like Shreya. Yeah, I'm sure he'll become a dude. You don't need to become a dude. You can be a normal guy like me. But you have to improve your communication and your personality. And I think IIM Lucknow gets a big 0 on that. Yeah, and let me not mince words. I think if the batch sees this, guys, please improve your communication and your confidence. Getting to an IIM is not a guarantee of a good job. I know your PCOM guarantees you a job, but by the way, a career is a long thing, and they will place you in a company where you will not be happy. You go back and read statistics, you will realize 50% of IIM Lucknow graduates quit their jobs in the first year, and that's because they get into the wrong jobs, and that's because for whatever the system is such that hey, you want to place everyone, and that's because everyone can't place themselves. So and the reason you can't place yourselves is because your communication is not up to scratch. I don't think there is any issue with people's analytics. I think a lot of people are good with people. The part that's lacking is communication.
So what could be some things that people can do to improve their communication?
First, don't sit in your room, watch Game of Thrones or movies, and directly go to class after that. So go meet your batchmates. There are a ton of terrific people in your batch. Go meet them. As you talk to them, as you talk to newer and newer people, your confidence in yourself will grow. If your communication is not okay, and grammar part, fluency part, comfort with English part, push yourself. And the one thing I remember, right, I was a kid. I would have been in class 3. My dad got posted. He's a bank manager, or used to be a bank manager back then. He got posted to this remote village in Madhya Pradesh. I studied there for 2 years, and then he got posted back to Jaipur, which is where I am from. And I was like, English medium school, he brought the prospectus home, and I read the prospectus, and I can read English well, right? But I can't put a sentence together for the love of God in English then. And I read the prospectus, and it says, speaking in English is compulsory. And I was like, what? So I think I had about 2 months before I joined school, and the crazy thing I did, I literally, I was so scared, I said, I'm not going to go there, right? But I'm not a quitter. So I'm not going to go there and, shame myself. I'm actually going to work it. So every day, I would pick up my Hindi newspaper and I try to construct sentences in English and then talk to them. And by the way, this was a long process. I wasn't a guy who was super fluent in English till I reached IIT. So it's a long process, but you can do it.
So, we have an example, how you pushed yourself. So, any other advice that you'd like to give to people who are looking for consultancy, per se for their internships, or looking to appear for consulting roles hereafter?
My only advice would be, I think, don't get bugged about consulting. There are a ton of great careers out there. So, first, the worst thing people do to themselves at IIM Lucknow is put a lot of pressure on themselves, consulting, right? Most people don't find out enough about consulting, and then they get bugged about it. And then you find that pressure gets released on day zero. It's not that people, a lot of smart communicators also go there and then, suddenly the pressure gets to them and they can't come through. So one, get it out of your head. I think the key is about finding your place. It can be in consulting, it can be anywhere else. That said, if you want to come to consulting, I think clearly work on building yourself up. Again, it's not necessary that you have to get into a consult in summers. You can get into a consult in finals, or you can get into a consult even after finals. So I can give you a Lucknow example. There is a guy a couple of years senior to the batch that just passed out, and he's just starting vacancy. He was not in one of the top tier consults, but he was clear he wanted to come here, so he worked, and he's there now.
So, there's always an opportunity that if someone takes the onus on himself, he can build himself to a position where he qualifies as a good consultant. So, when you're down to the campus in your recruitment process, per se, the consulting domain recruitment process, what are the key performance indicators at the different stages?
So, the key performance indicator, consulting processes or consulting interviews are two parts. One is a case interview, and the other is an HR interview, and it's together. So it's not like एक round case किया, उसके बाद you'll be sent to another round to do the HR interview. It's always together. So so you have to come out well. It's to that extent fairly subjective. You say there are three broad traits you have to say. Intellectual smarts, which we say problem solving, right? We can say jargon for that is problem solving, and you say, okay, is he doing well in solving case problems? There's a part around communication. So does he have presence in the room? Communication, how's that? And and the third one is impact, personal impact, which is which is about is the guy an achiever, does he have drive, etc.
And
sorry, not a guy. Is the person achiever.
Okay. So, and what advice would you give yourself 5-10 years back?
Rather being in a position that we are.
Exactly. Rather being a student in IIM now, if you could do so.
I think I genuinely think I could have made more out of my life in time now. I did several things on campus. I got an CPPO.
And you never had food in the mess in your second year?
I never had food in the mess in my second year. And I did Disha, I did Varchasva. But maybe what I did not do enough was enjoy my life in Lucknow. And enjoying my life means going out, meeting people, meeting friends. So I would say that a big part of your learning here is just just become a sponge. जाओ लोगों से मिलो, get to know them, get to understand how people think. I think that's something in the larger scheme of things in life and career. That is what counts. I think day zero placements, yes, they count. Getting a plum job, salary, etc. But that is not what will make you successful in a career. I think what will make you successful in a career is figuring out what you love. So use this time to figure out what you love.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, some off the record questions.